the books. That series, it's very amazing. And you just have to come here to see the practicality of this. It's so what I about it is that nobody that has been in that place for 1 year that doesn't know what they want to do next. What they want to do next. I've been here 9 months and you say, I want to do this, I want to do this next. Even though the plan might be in another 10 years, but they already know. And then they already started doing it. It's a completed package. That's what I like. I don't just, it's hard when you just bring people to God's salvation and you just leave them. They don't know what to do next. And if you don't know what to do next, what do? You just sit in church and begin, continue. But if they begin to tell them that is just the beginning, the next stage, and replicating yourself. The beauty of it was that they were replicating themselves so quickly there, so quickly, especially in that fatherhood place and in the the drug place. They were just repeating themselves. It's amazing. It's amazing for the leaders to repeat themselves so quickly. And I'm very happy that there's already a system in place. And those systems, we can always run with it. Thank you.
What about, so you want to tell me that, you want to tell me that despite the fact that you have listened to all these series on Facebook, that coming here is still different?
Oh yeah, coming here is still different because it makes you have a visual understanding of what you're really talking about. It makes you to really see how workable it is and how quickly it works and the criteria involved and how people really go in with love. That love concept is very hard, Sometimes, like now, we are doing this thing and it's being broadcasted live, Sometimes our conception would have been, oh, but I paid for it. Why do everybody have to see it? Well, you don't see it that way, It's the kind of love you have. You don't bother, So if I just pray that we're able to develop that kind of love, that there's no selfishness anymore, because that's the kind of love we see here. There's no selfishness about it. It's just love, love, love. How to spread it on, how to move it on to the next person. And I'm very happy that one of my pastors is here because I'm very happy and I'm very happy.
You know him?
He's one of our pastors in our global church. Is one of the pastors in one of the branches.
Yeah?
Yeah. In Ireland.
Okay.
He came from Ireland. And
so you knew them before in
I
Ireland?
knew them, yeah, in Ireland. So I'm happy that he's here and I'm happy that, and I'm really excited to see what he's going to do with that.
You are so happy for them as if they are your family.
Yes. I'm happy, yeah. I'm really happy. I'm happy. Because he's a pastor. It's easier for pastors to talk to pastors. For pastors to catch it. So I'm really happy. And I thank God.
But you are saying that you people are paying for this. But you are not just paying for the retreat, for the HMT. You also paid for your ticket to even get here in the first place. So you are paying all over. Then you are losing your job.
Yeah.
You are paying by being absent from your job.
Yeah.
So you are having expenses and sacrifice from every area. Now the question is, why should we pay and now it's being broadcasted out there to people for free? And because what you paid is not just $100 or $500 or $1,000 for the HMT. Even if they pay that, still it would not compare to what you pay. Yeah. So you have paid from every area, even by not going to work. Yeah. So now, how do we understand that? Where is the justice? Okay. So the thing is, either we are going to be concerned about justice, or we are going to be concerned about principles.
Yeah.
And the principle says that it is more blessed to give than to receive. Either we believe in that or we don't believe in it. If we believe in it, if this is the way you could contribute to blessing them, maybe God is going to count that in your favor as well. Yeah. Yeah. That's on one hand. On the second hand, even though they are getting this broadcast for free, but they didn't see what you are doing from morning till now.
No.
Yeah?
And I know they're still wishing that they're here anyway. Because it's not comparable. It cannot be compared.
Okay, what is it that you saw? Because throughout the whole day and morning, they are just seeing this preaching this evening. But they didn't see that.
Yeah. I saw how the system works. I saw how it's easy for them to because there's already a model how they follow it. But I just realized that their dependency is not on the pastor. Their dependency is not on the things that the principles or the system that works. Their dependency is just on God. They are all focused on God. On God. Each of them is just, I could see that they are just focused up. Not around them, not around the leader, not around who owns the ministry, not around who is financing the thing. They are all just looking up to God. I could see that trust in God, that getting their strength from God. It was so evident.
But I was talking, so it's one thing to talk.
Yeah.
And then we had other people bringing testimonies now, every Saturday and Sunday. Still, that is not the same.
No. Anyway, for me, I'm very happy to come because it's putting so much, I'm seeing the picture. I could imagine it before, but now.
Because I want you to help me, not even the people who are there. I want you to help me. Is there anything different? Any new perception, perspective, understanding that you gain just by being on ground? It's what I want to get it.
I just believe
so
that.
The fact that I'm bringing people every Sunday, Saturday, because he encouraged me to do that. I think that helped a little bit. But what I'm hearing from you people now is that even that is not as good as being.
That is good enough if that's all you can afford. But if you can come, why not? If you can, it doesn't have to be.
Don't personify it now if they can come on now. But just show me. I want to see where, if listening to the message is, I don't want people to come. I just want to help me to get something. Preaching, then people come every Friday on Sunday, they confirm that with stories. I would think that is 100% package. But what I'm hearing now is that no, that's not 100% package yet. That coming to see it, from what I'm hearing from you now, from your reaction, it's like that is actually as strong as 50%. It's like that is as strong as half of, it's like preaching and those testimonies on Saturday is just 50%, maybe 30, maybe 20, maybe, but coming to see it is almost equals the very weight of the just listening and seeing. That's what I want to get. What picture? Where will you grade that? Or you don't get it?
The thing is, I get what you're trying to say. The thing is, that was why I asked, is the system already in place? Can we get it? And they said, yes, we can get it. And you not even told us,
okay,
even in the...
you didn't get me. Can you help him out? Help her out. She will continue later. Don't go. When he gets it, let him begin to answer my question and paint the picture. If you catch it, then you can continue.
This story of the Samaritan woman comes to mind. She ran into the city and said to them, "Come and see a man who has told me everything about me." She could have gone to them and said, "Oh, there is this man called Jesus. He will tell you everything about yourself."
Just tell the story.
But yes. So and John wrote also that which we have seen, which we have touched. I think before now we've seen on Facebook, but some of us can say we've touched. Okay, some of this, it has become reality to us. And what I actually came up to say was the fact that...
No, before you begin to say what you came up to say, how will you grade it? I like to paint pictures. How will you grade it? Like, I'm trying to get the grade. It's helping me. I'm trying to gauge it. But you are coming from out there. I'm inside here. For me, it's just the same. But if you are coming from outside, take the teaching on Facebook, and with whatever you've been receiving by my teaching, by other Russians coming to tell the story, what percentage will you give that? Is that compared to what you are seeing on ground and being here on Sunday yesterday, today, Saturday, and meeting people, talking to people, what you are saying. Where will you? Is that 70%? Or is that 20%? Or I want to get that picture.
Okay. I'm a scientist, so using numbers, I want to have.
I like using numbers.
We need to do research before we use numbers. So we might not be able to use numbers if we don't have evidence to support it.
She's ready to use numbers.
But what I would say, you need to provide evidence to use numbers. But what I would say is, it's good to hear the teachings. Okay? It's better, okay, to see those testimonies. Or I would say it's better to see those testimonies on Facebook. Okay? But probably that's not even best. I don't think it's best to come and see. Best is when we go back and do what we have seen and what we have learned. But yeah, it's definitely better to come and see the things that those people tell us about that we've seen on Facebook. I can't.
Still, I need help. Yeah, but before people say something, somebody needs to answer my question first. Yes, please, can you help me?
I'm gonna say
you have to stand.
Okay.
And loud.
I'm gonna say that it's 20% when I'm at home.
That's huge.
Just because of the issues
that is huge.
Yes, because of the issues of life, and we've been taught as a society since when we started doing talking pictures to be spectators. So if we're constantly watching you on TV, we're removed. But being here, it forces you to concentrate on taking action, putting a plan in place. When you're at home and someone is telling you to make a plan, you go, oh yeah, that's a great idea. Then you go and wash some dishes and you forget about it.
Distractions, eh? So you give it 20%.
Yeah, because issues of life.
I wouldn't give it 20%. That's because it depends on the amount of the series you've watched. You know, after watching the series, I was ready to go to put action into it. Watching the series is enough for you to go. It's just enough for you to start what you want to do. But I wanted to come here to see the systems in place. I wanted to come here just today, I know that I can do it.
Amen.
I can do it.
No, because some people think that only Ukrainians can do it. When you hear on Saturday the testimonies of Ukrainians, you think that, oh, these people are just from another planet.
Yeah.
That's the impression people get.
Just today, I know I can do it. You know, so that's the difference.
So what percentage would that be?
I
heard it and I can do it. How will you grade that?
I could have done it before, but it would be not as fast as I can do it now.
All right. Now, I'm going to put a number to that. Okay. But before I do, I'd like to say this.
Okay.
One thing I've noticed is, if you really want to learn how to do something, you can read about it. You can hear someone tell you how to do it. But I realize that it's totally different when you see them doing it. That's one thing that I find it easy. I'll give you an example. If you want to know how to swim, for example, you can watch all the YouTube video. You can read books about how to do your hand or anything. But when you get into the pool and you see someone swimming, you could almost immediately start swimming because you see them doing it and it makes it easy. So I would say coming to see what is on ground actually puts flesh on what you have been saying. And the reason why you say you can do it is simply because you've heard people, you've been there, you've seen the setup, you've seen the system, and they've told you how they do it. And you realize that, listen, if someone could actually give a house, all you need to do is to launch out, and you can actually make it possible. You don't need the money at first, just like she said. Now, she didn't get that by listening to you on YouTube only. She got that by coming and listening to them. She was there physically. So I would say, if you watch the YouTube and you do all those things, let's call that 60%. 60. But when you see it's between 90 and 100. That's what I would say.
No, but you have come out of 100% range now.
I would say
100. Yes, if you have your percentage.
I would say 80-20. If you watch the series, 80-20.
Wow.
80-20.
So she's right. 80-20.
Well, there is a mathematical equation, right? When you make an investment,
for you,
when you make an investment, for instance, I'm going to put it in numbers. When you make an investment, you invest, let's say, $100, right? And the return on investment is going to be 20%. So your investment is just 100, but you are going to get 20 for the interest, right, or the return on your investment. Based on that, the whole thing is when you get the investment plus the return on investment, right? What is that in terms of plain language? That's connection. That's the difference, being on the broadcast every day and being here. Because here you get the connection and get the whole package, because you get, you know, that connectivity with everything that is happening in the environment, the anointing, and the experience itself. No one is happy with their investment until they see it. They have it on hand. And this is what is happening here. We have it on hand.
Okay.
Thank you very much, Pastor. Sincerely speaking, I've been pastoring now for about 10 years. Although, unfortunately, it's on the air, but it's like just, if I should give myself a pass mark, I mean, any mark, it might say 1/10 or even 0/10. I think I'm bold to say this, because either my brother, either they're watching it or not. Sincerely, because, no, it's good, because now I know. And this, and I've not spent, no, I don't think whether I've spent 12 or 12, between 12 to 14 hours there, because as I came, that's when they were going. And I just, even a doctor was asking me to rest. I said, just let me go with them. So, but what am I saying is that, no, every one of us, we've talked about love, 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 love. Indeed. Pastor too, when we were watching on the Facebook, we do hear word love. But now we can see love in action. And again, too, it tells me again that even when you love, when you love, it reduces, I'm not saying we should not pray, but it reduces the time of prayer. The time you waste when you pray. Yeah, because of the love, God goes ahead of you to do many things. Okay, because, okay, look at about 3 places that we visited. Hardly did we hear anybody say, oh, I bind this or I did this. No, everything is, but everything just started falling in places for them. Okay, take for instance the house. When one of the places we went to, they said they gave us a place. God saw the heart. You see, when you please God, I mean, God will go ahead of you and make all the crooked places to be straightened.
So there is just no way I could talk.
Talking about it is, no. But this, we've come to see it and the demonstration of that love.
Because and I could be telling this story.
Yeah, that is it. And even some of the stories, we might even think, oh, it's just makeup. I mean, or especially at times when he will bring people to come and asking them questions, there's possibility of him arranging with them. Wow. I mean, we are not there. Wow. But here, and which is part of why a lot of people, and what is one of the, part of the area whereby we didn't get Bible very well. You know, when you study Bible, it's not just the reading, put yourself as if you are there. That's when you have more or clearer understanding of the Bible. So when you are studying, then it's like, put yourself there. Okay, I was reading this thing, I was part of it. And you get it more. But now we are here, live. Pastor Sunday, I've been hearing about him for years. There was a time I was even looking for, how will I get here? But somehow along the way, God favored me. I'm here today. But what are we still talking about? We can see the demonstration. He's been talking about it. He's been preaching it. Now and you and I, we are part of this thing. So it is very difficult for us to forget. If you ask me, part of some of his preaching, I must have forgotten. But this one now, I'm here. Every little thing, I might not even remember what happened yesterday. But this one, yes,
it might be 2080.
Yeah, it's something like that, sir. I think it's and we have not wasted any time. We have nothing. To come here is to come here is something else. And again, when you are watching, there might be distraction. Because I remember at times I'll be watching my wife come to me and be talking, and you have to give her listening ears. Children might come, and you say, excuse me, but this one, I'm just here. At least Itu told us that we should listen to them, so you have to listen to them. And so that's why most of the things I do listen to all these things at night when everybody they've gone to bed. But now I'm here, part of the. I mean, if there's not anything
from
like
Ireland.
No, from London, sir.
From London.
Yeah, I'm from London.
So you would think that it's worth it that you came?
Sincerely, actually, what I'm thinking, it's worth it to answer your question. By God's grace, I pray maybe by April you will still be here. You have not gone.
Nigerians are praying.
So I don't want to be selfish on that. What I'm trying to say, what I'm trying to say that April, my wife and I will be here.
Because the reason why I'm asking that question, why is it important that you see? For me, it's important. Because I'm thinking of living here and going to Africa. Yeah. And I do not have anything. I will just be talking. So that's why for me, I needed to know what that is doing for. Because I am thinking that the fact that I'm saying it is enough. Because this is what I've done. This is what has happened. Believe me. But people are still people. Well, that's what I'm getting now. It's not enough maybe for me to just talk. Maybe it's still better to be doing it here, maybe, until I build some evidence over there or something like that.
And it's even, it's even over there. It's very easy for them to dispute it because they've not seen it. They just say, this man is just telling lies. It's not practicable. But here we are all the. Sincerely, I'm just saying you this evening. But all the people we have gone to see, we've seen the work that.
Even before you met me.
Exactly. So that is it. So we've gone out, we've seen them. Few of them will say, Pastor Sunday, this and that, and which is okay. And like one of the pastors said, we didn't get to any of the places and we find embassy. No, the only place where I saw his photograph, that was about the father who, yes. And they just put it, that is just it. And it can be anywhere. So sincerely speaking, it is good. It is the best thing for us is to come. And like I was saying, the next one, my wife should be here with me, and even my ministers.
So, no, what you are saying now, what I'm hearing is this, that even if I'm in Africa, maybe it will be better to be coming here.
No. You can do it there. Sincerely, you can do it over there. But to do it over there, there should be, exactly.
But since I don't have that.
Since you don't have that evidences now, part of the evidence, you have witnesses, but you don't have the evidences. But sincerely speaking,
seeing is believing.
Seeing is believing, but even here we're talking about, we didn't bring the evidences from Nigeria. So you started here. So by the time you get there, with time, things will come up too. So, but all we can just say is be encouraged and be strengthened. And we're praying for you, we're praying with you, and whatever we can do, even to encourage you over there too, we'll be there.
Amen. Thank you.
We'll be there. Thank you very much, sir.
Okay.
I just had something brief to say. I'm saying that for me, coming here, I'm going for the projects today. It was good to see them. But the important thing was there were questions I had that I had from home that I wanted answered.
Despite listening to me?
Yes,
Despite?
Yes, I still had questions. Like I said, I hadn't listened to all your teachings. So what I'm saying is that even if you're in Nigeria and I had those questions, I'm sure you would have been able to answer them without me having come to see the projects.
Okay.
Yeah, so for me, just having you as a resource would be satisfactory for me. I think
without seeing the evidence.
Yes. It was just to have those questions. There was a missing link. And it was just to have, okay, how is that done? How do they do that from that? And I'm sure that you would have been able to answer those questions.
What I want to say is I don't want the viewers to think that they can't do it. Because it's like we're saying that we have to come here before we can. The viewers should not have that conception at all. They should go through the series and know that they can do it, because it's a complete series.
Okay.
Yes, they should. The series can make you to start it. It can make you to start it. Let's not think that you have to come to Ukraine to start it. The series is packaged enough by the Holy Spirit to make you to move.
You are the discipline to listen to the whole thing.
Everybody can decide to be disciplined. If you listen to the discipline series as well, and you begin to change your habits as well. So that's why you need to listen to the whole series. And once you listen to the series, you can run with it. Thank you.
Sorry, just concerning what Sister Tega just said, we're not saying that until you come here that you can run with it. So nearly each one of us will be running with this thing. So it's not like until you get here. A lot of people, part of this have been passing this thing even down to the church, to where I pastor. Yeah. But what we're talking about now is seeing is believing. It's when you get here, it gives you more encouragement. When you come in here, it gives you more. Is it more power? As if, to be part of it. It gives you more effrontery to be able to talk more about this thing. Yeah. So we're not saying until you come in here, wherever you are. Even the Bible we are reading, we are not there, and we are studying the Bible. We talk as if we were there. But what are we still talking about? But when Pastor now asked for the percentage, that's what brought to all this. But I know it is good for us to be here. It isn't a waste of time. It isn't a waste of resource. It isn't a waste of anything. It's more beneficial to be here. And I still want to thank you, sir. Thanks for the privilege.
Okay. Just to round up, to say something on what you were saying. I want you to be encouraged in doing the broadcasts. The value is much. Because there are chances you could disagree with me, but I think that the reason the things we have seen today mean so much to us is partly because we've been listening to him teach. Okay, chances are that if someone who hasn't received or heard the foundation, the reason, the why, okay, these things happen, it might just be like watching a movie, so it wouldn't mean much to them. So it meant much to us because a foundation had already been laid. There was something which we were already carrying. So the teachings and the broadcasts mean a lot. They carry value as well. So God's grace in all you do. Okay, I came out to say that
one of the ladies is challenging you already.
Just let me finish. I came out to say that, first of all, I asked a question when we were at the Fatherhood Center, and it was about whether or not they get some kind of professional help in to help these people. Because coming to the West, I live in England, and you get this impression that, you can't just pray for people and believe God to just break the bondage and set them free. You should also get psychiatrists and all the Easts, get professionals to come and help. Okay, I've always believed Jesus did it. Jesus sets people free, and I've always believed that the power of God is enough. Jesus is the answer. Are you a medical doctor? I'm not. I'm a doctor, but not a medical doctor. So I've always believed that the power of God is enough. It's enough to break every chain. And for me today, what we saw kind of strengthened that conviction. Okay, strengthened that conviction again. So nobody's going to come and say to me, you need to bring medical professionals.
So God's power is
enough. It's enough. I mean, we sing the song, Jesus is the answer. But I think we have strong evidence today. Okay. So the church is God's answer to the problem.
Maybe we just need to be more bold or have more faith or believe God or what?
Believe God, yes.
Take risk.
Take risk, step out there. And just trust God to do what he has said he will do in his word.
Okay, what about what the pastor said about love? You see, what I've discovered is that the power of love might be the one also breaking the bondage. If that is genuine love, like I spoke about.
Yeah. Yeah.
Not just that I want power.
No. I wasn't talking about the kind of power that pushes you down and you stand up worse than you were before you fell. No. And that probably leads to the second thing I was going to say, that true ministry happens outside the church, not within the church. Because, again, we were talking about what happens in some churches where you are encouraged to serve in the church because that's your ministry. So your ministry has to be serving within the four walls of the church. Your choir, usher, that's your ministry. So if that means coming to church 5 days a week, that's your service, that's your ministry. But we've seen here today.
So what a waste.
It is a waste.
How many people then?
I know that's why the crowds gather and they fight for positions, yeah? They fight for positions. While, I mean, the world is... There's too many needs to meet out there. Too many needs. If we get the understanding that it's actually the fivefold ministry, like as it is in Ephesians 4, that should be equipping the saints for the work of the ministry out there.
Good.
By the
Well
grace of
said.
God, we
Well
all
said.
step out to
Well
do it.
said. Well said. Well said.
Let me just add one or two things. Pastor Sunday, I'm happy you like criticism or feedback, because that's the only way you can make changes.
Yes.
Now, what I wanted to say is that, don't forget, I know you really didn't grow up in Nigeria, but you know about some of these systems. In the church, there is a system, which Pastor has already mentioned, yeah? There is a mindset. There is a mindset that needs to be broken, which
Like
you started.
what?
Oh, the beliefs. It's so many things, all these witches and all those, Now, with the preaching or administration, Facebook Live, or that is giving people an opportunity to start thinking differently, for a start. Now, like my sister Tega said, people are different. People are different and they react differently to things. Some things could be here now and somebody comes and looks at it and they deal with it immediately. But some people need to step back. I'm one of those people. I need to step back and ask, how did this come to this? I reflect on it. And I said, okay, I will ask questions, get answers to convince me. That's how I get my own confidence to go. You understand? So some people are like that. Now, you cannot say because we are all here, everything you teach we must understand. It's not true. It's not going to be like that. Because the process is different. We process things differently. And that's why your system, which you've put in place, which I said I've come to say is good, because I was able to ask questions. And the important thing for me today that I saw, these same people that you have, maybe not directly, but you've trained them to understand the love of God. And because they've been through that process, they've experienced some things, negativities in their life, and they've been valued, been shown love, and they went out there, you know what, I can do it. Then they turn around to start giving love to other people. So it's just seeing things happening, being manifested in their life. If I can do it, then other people can do it. They have to go there in the street and get the same people. So in life, I believe that if you haven't been through certain things, you might not understand what people going through it are saying. You won't understand them. So it is actually, for me, it is very, very good that I came. It's my own personal thing. After all the things I've listened to, it kind of attracted me to want to go and say it. But now that I've seen it, it's different for me. I had the opportunity to meet with those people and ask them one or two questions to understand how they work. Now,
but you had them on Saturdays and Sundays too.
Yes, they did their testimony. But going there to see things that were in place, the strategies, they didn't go through that with us on Sunday. They didn't. They just gave their testimony. Yeah. That's it. So the difference is there for me, because I was able to ask them, so how did you do this? How did you put it together? How did it work? So for them to answer that, it has given me confidence. So if I have to do it, I will have to borrow the system, to put it in place. And if there's any other thing. And that's why it's good to work as a team, because everybody has got some skills that we can, put together and make things work. So what you're doing, it's okay. I mean, there's nothing wrong with it. But in Nigeria, remember, even in the political system, if you don't give people rights, which is their need, they won't vote for you. So if
the needs of people.
Yes, the needs of people. They won't vote for you. But when you tell them, I'll do this, I'll do that, they'll say, oh, we've had it before, we've done that before. But once you put something in place,
evidence.
And they say, it's working, and people are going there, they will tell others. And that's how things work. So to me, this is a starting point, but things still need to be done. The evidence needs to be there.
So percentage-wise, we want to agree with what people are saying. That
okay. In terms of percentage, I would say for me, the YouTube and what's it called?
Saturday,
the live,
yeah.
yes, the live programs, to me is 60%. Because it uplifts people, we kind of give people hope that this is happening, it's happening, it can be possible. So that kind of uplifts people. Then going out to see it, I think, adds more value to it. That's my bit.
Thank you.
Hi, Pastor. You've taught me to be very courageous and to speak the truth. And I want to speak to all of the people who attended. I came here to learn from you and get wisdom from you. And I didn't really come to hear from other people, to be honest with you. I don't mean to offend anybody else, but I just think that Pastor should just teach us.
Closer.
I think, Pastor, you should just teach us your wisdom. Honestly, that's why I came here. Yeah. In all honesty, I think personally it's good to come here. I've learned that you need to be diligent and hardworking. For example, I only slept 1 hour yesterday night because I was studying the Why Am I Here, the book. And also another thing I've learned is that food, I've got no choice. I have to eat the food in the morning and the evening. I don't always like it, but I don't always like the food, to be honest with you.
Well, you don't have to eat it, though.
No, but I eat it, but it's taught me to not make food an idol.
Okay.
So because in London, I would spend like hours looking for food. I'll go to Nando's, but it's taught me to be missionary-minded. That's the truth. That's it. I have to be honest with you. I came here because it's not really, I don't feel so happy if I'm hearing other people speak. I'm not happy. And I think there's some people who are really missionary-minded that's not happy. I'm not happy. I think you should just really speak and teach us. And just teach us. Teach us.
Okay, thank you. Anybody wants to say anything?
I feel the same way.
Okay.
But I was going to do this after the show, but I don't mind being guilty with everybody right now. But honestly, I was just thinking, like he said, what is more important is what Pastor Sunday tells us. But Pastor Sunday, he is something else. He will bait us. He will bait us into answering and asking questions. So somehow let's just think as we go how we're not going to be baited. If he asks one of us a question, let that one person answer that question. And then if we feel like we just raise a hand, we're willing to learn, we're ready, Pastor Sunday, teach us, let's do that. That's one of the great advantages of being here. Thank you very much, my brethren.
Anybody else want to say anything? No, the next thing to do really is to let you go and get some rest. But what I want to tell you before you go to rest today is that one of the things you learn when you come here is to maximize every minute. You will discover that the only time you might have to read the books might be when you are in the restroom, in the toilet, or when you wake up in the morning. You have to learn to do everything other thing that are non-essential, to do them quite fast and quick. So because I've got to finish reading this book, and I've got to do other things, and I've got to do that. So even when you are eating, you must learn to also combine and read at the same time. But with time, if you will be able to do that on a regular basis, like for example, every day in my house, I don't go to the toilet without something, because it's my life. Everything you are doing here is what I just do. It's what, not just me, even my wife. That's what everybody, the way we live. When we are eating, we are listening to something. We are not just eating, and we are maximizing. If you people have listened to the conversion series, conversion. So we are converting even when we are eating. We are converting when we're in the toilet. We are converting when we're, so everywhere. So we don't just have time when we just talk with people and we are converting. So those are the times that you have to read the books. But when you need to sleep, also sleep, because you need to conserve energy and be able to get some energy for tomorrow. So make sure you sleep on time. Sleep on time. Wake up, do your assignment or whatever you need to do. One of the things you could learn here, most important thing, is to maximize time. Even when other people are talking like this, be reading your book as well. You could be maximizing it. While they are talking, you'll be here, but you could combine the two, or be doing your assignment, or doing something like that. So that is those are some of the ways for you to be effective in life. But this is classroom experience this week. But the ability to be able to do that on regular basis in real life is what separates the ordinary man from champions. So the ability to be able to maximize time and convert time to product will make a difference in your lives. So let's greet everybody that is out there with us. I don't know why I'm not seeing their comments. Do they have comments? They have comments? Okay. Well, I think we have a lot of people watching us. And it's been nice being with you all. And, I'm so happy that you got something from your visit. Is Pastor sufficient? Are you going to come to tell them what they need to do? And it's going to be similar. Are they going out tomorrow as well? No. People are coming to see them here? Yeah. Okay. So we're going to be working from inside, and people are coming with the presentations and things like that from on. Okay. Pastor Sufficient will come and take over. And I don't know, are we finishing with Facebook, or we're finishing later? We go end now. Okay. So everybody in Facebook, blessing, more than Zakunchi Facebook.